The Mega Drive Mini, fine, the Genesis Mini is a pretty cool little box. 40 classic games, 2 unreleased games, and the emulation is handled by the best of the best over at M2. But of course there's more lurking for those who seek it. So join us as we count down the 6 hidden features you may not have known about in the Gena Drive Mini. Number 1. Changing the system language does a heck of a lot, like the complete set of regional box arts. If you mosey on over to the system settings, you'll be greeted with a laundry list of languages. These don't just change your system language, far from it. For starters, it decides whether the box arts you see are American Genesis boxes, European Mega Drive boxes, or Japanese Mega Drive boxes. Really cool detail, but of course, it doesn't end there. Number 2. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine becomes Puyo Puyo. I'm sure a lot of you are aware that Mean Bean Machine is just a reskinned Puyo Puyo, but you can remove the masquerade and play the original Puyo Puyo on the Mega Drive Mini. It's of course basically the same as Mean Bean, but the Sonic characters are replaced with the Puyo crew. Really cool, as this version basically wasn't released in the West. Number 3. A lot of Genesis games have subtle differences when played in Japanese. When playing the original Sonic 1 in Japanese, you may notice a few enhancements. Both of these clips are running on the same Genesis Mini console, but pay attention to the clouds in the Japanese version. Yeah, they actually move now. The game even has an extra parallax layer and a ripple effect on the waterfalls. It's not just graphical either. For instance, in the West, even if Sonic's flashing, spikes will still kill him. This doesn't happen in the Japanese version. Now, if we went over the differences for each of the 42 games, we would be here a long time. But it's definitely something worth experimenting with, and even makes some games easier. Contra Hardcore, for instance, now has a visible health bar. Number 4. The Japanese menu gives exact release dates. So it's something kinda small, but still cool. In every other menu, release dates look like this, just the exact year. In Japanese, however, you get the date right down to the day. Of course, this is a very small detail, but it does pay respect to the history of these games and exactly when they released. Number 5. USB 6-button controllers are compatible. It was always a little weird to include Street Fighter in this compilation, but there's only a 3-button controller with this system. You can't even do kicks without some impressive finger gymnastics. Well, by plugging in a USB controller, in our case the Retrobit Saturn Pad, all of a sudden the entirety of inputs are right at your fingertips. And that's not all. Number 6. Using the Saturn Pad's L button opens up the system menu. So usually, to change games or perform a save state, you have to hold down the start button for a few seconds. But by tapping L on the Saturn Pad, bloop, there it is. It's a really cool shortcut that will definitely help out in those super tough games like Ghouls and Ghosts. Now you can be cheap without having to wait. And those are 6 cool details we found in the Genesis Mini. Was there anything in here that you really like? Let us know down below, and of course be sure to subscribe to GameXplain and ring that bell for a lot more on the Mega Drive Mini and other things gaming too. Until next time, bye.